Day 725, being Christopher Cruz. Just leaving Starbucks. I have a coaching call, a catch-up call. In 30 minutes, I was here for the last couple hours with Ray, who's the artist that I met last week. Just going to town. It was so much fun to take the little sketches that I have of what it means to find your purpose, to become a warrior, and to see him, like, I mean, he's just masterful. The way he could throw together just a rough sketch and it still have so much power and emotion. It was just such an amazing experience to see what I have, like, in my heart and soul expressed on paper. Like, that was, well, on iPad, not paper. But that was just like, wow, that was so powerful to actually be able to see that come to life. And it's just like he took what I had and he was making it even better because he's so creative and so talented, and just drawing out like what the enemy's gonna look like. You know, is the devil, is he a serpent? Does he look like a man? Does he look like an angel? Does he look like a dragon? And being able to draw it all out and show him inspiration and take pictures and to see him draw out the scene and, you know, the warrior and flesh out, you know, each phase of the warrior and each level of the warrior and what that looks like. And it was just like, wow, so incredible. And I can already see myself using that in presentations, using it when I speak on stage, because he has this ability to draw where there's so much emotion in it. Like, he's seriously masterful. And to be able to put that on a screen while I'm speaking, it's like the way he's doing it is you can literally put yourself in the scene, you know, where it's like he's drawing out this one scene, which is the battle scene, where there's the warrior standing there, which is you, and he's looking up, and off into the distance there's basically like the gates of hell, and there's these prisoners of war that you're fighting for, and they're in these, you know, cages, and the enemy, the devil, is literally floating above everyone because he's got these giant wings, and the warrior's just like looking up, and you could just imagine yourself, you could put yourself in that scene, and you can feel the fear and the anticipation and the excitement and the terror of the battle. Like, this is the enemy you're fighting, but you've also got, you know, all these people fighting with you, and it just puts you in that phase of being a warrior. It's like every, you know, warrior movie where there's a hero and a villain. It's just like these visuals are allowing you to throw yourself into that and connect with it emotionally and relate to it and actually be it, which is so exciting. So to see what's in my heart and soul come out on a visual is just so exciting. And so yeah, he's gonna put together all the mock-ups, and then we're gonna sit down and we'll talk about pricing or trade or whatever. But I was just like, man, there's so many scenes we can do in the future, because, you know, I'm going to be teaching classes and doing all this kind of stuff. And it's like, I'm going to need visuals for these. You know, if I have one visual per lesson I teach or per class I teach that's done by the same artist and looks the same way, and it's just so freaking badass. And from a branding standpoint, it's just incredible. And, you know, it's just like, wow, so exciting. So I worked on that, worked a little bit on the t-shirt. I still have to do a video on that, because that's, God realigned me, which is awesome. And then I also talked to my landlord. He called. It was a really good conversation. You know, a lot of stuff gets lost in text, but we got really clear on where we stand. He apologized for taking the mail. And yeah, it was good. Like, I'm glad I stood my ground. I'm glad I said something. And so we're clear now where we stand. He wants us there. He wants us to continue to do the month to month if we're okay with that, and we're definitely okay with that. Because if we do a long-term lease, we're gonna have to pay more rent. We're gonna have to do a deposit. We're gonna have to do all this stuff. And it's like our situation right now is perfect. So I'm glad that's cleared up. You know, there's no ill will about me being late on the rent. You know, he's like, that's in the past. Like, I haven't even thought about it. You know, that's 5 months ago. Like, you guys have been on time ever since. Like, there's no issue there. It's just the mail, you know, it's part of the agreement, and it's a short-term rental. I can't have you be having mail there. And so I let them know we're going to find one of the mail services where they give you an address and all your mail goes there and it gets scanned and emailed to you. So we're going to honor and respect that in the agreement. And yeah, so we're good. So that's good. Turned out really well. It's amazing how if I am just bold and assertive, things actually turn out way better than I thought. Like, I was partially sure, and so was my roommate, that we were gonna wake up to a text this morning saying we're being evicted and we got 30 days to get our shit and get out, and that's not what happened at all. So that's great. And I thought my roommate might be frustrated or annoyed, or I'm like, I'm not gonna move my car anymore, and she was totally good with it. Like, I totally understand, it's not cool. And I was like, wow. So I think God is showing me that it's okay. Like, Chris, be bold and assertive, be who you're called to be. So, and it's cool, when I was in here with Ray, the artist, and we're talking about it, this older lady who's sitting farther down, she's like, I'm sorry, like, I'm trying to not listen, but you're saying such amazing things. She's like, I'm a life coach and I do this, and you're talking about, living into your potential and doing that. So I'm just curious, like, what are you working on? Are you writing a movie? Like, what? And so I started explaining it to her, and she loved the idea. So I'm gonna connect with her. But it was just like, when I was talking to him about it, there's just this fire and this passion, and yeah, it's just, when I talk about it, it's just God gives me more and more clarity on it. And to have someone who is a creative like that be able to take, what I'm expressing and create a visual from it is just so exciting. So I just hope he's not crazy expensive. But I think I can get him to do trade. Like, I could do his Instagram for him, or do his purpose coaching. So yeah, we'll find a way. There's a way. God is clearly aligned things for us to be able to work together. So we will. So I gotta go.